it's Jessie here. Happy New Year! I am finally here with a budget video for you guys, and it is going to be my January budget. I fell off the wagon with budgeting in December. You saw me post a couple of budget videos, but not nearly as many as I woulda, coulda, shoulda, but we're wiping the slate clean. We are starting fresh with January. I have my January budget printables here. These are available in my Etsy shop. I will have my Etsy shop linked down below, as well as a special coupon code for all of my YouTube friends. Make sure you take advantage of it. It's not too late to start your January budgeting if you haven't already, and I'll be having February releases coming very soon. So I've got all this cash pulled out for my cash stuffing. I actually think that might be a separate video. I don't really know yet. I haven't planned anything out. Every time I started to try to plan out what I wanted to do for budgeting videos, I got overwhelmed and just didn't. And that's basically the reason why you didn't see many budget videos in December. Not because I wasn't budgeting, not because I wasn't tracking, but just because the thought of filming everything and keeping it all organized was overwhelming. So for January, I just printed out my worksheets, pulled out the cash that I needed for my sinking funds, and that was it. I didn't plan any further than that. So if this video's all over the place, my apologies. I'm going to flip through my worksheets here. I have multiple printed out. My calendar, all of my small business budget, my January overview, but we are actually going to skip ahead to my January hybrid budget, which I have here. If you never saw my January printables, this is what they look like. They've got this gorgeous winter scene, very January appropriate, and the 2-page hybrid budget is my favorite way to budget out the month. It's everything I need at a glance. I can keep track of my income, though we don't disclose income here on my channel, so I'll do that privately, but I can break down everything monthly as well as by week. My hybrid budget has a section for 5 weeks, so no matter what the month, you're covered. I can track my savings, my debt payments, and my sinking funds. So let's just go ahead and start talking about my January budget. I am going gung-ho with financial goals this year. If you saw my video where I sat down and chit-chatted with you guys about my annual goals, one of the things I talked about was my financial goals, especially how we are getting back to making extra debt payments this year. In 2022, my budget was off the rails. I did a really piss-poor job of managing my spending. I was pretty sick in 2022. I let that be my excuse for overspending, retail therapy, eating out all the time. That's behind me now. We're kicking it into high gear. Our debt totals right now are crazy high. We're going to start paying those down this year. I'm very excited. I don't think that we'll be able to pay off all our debt in 2023, but we're going to make small steps here and there towards that goal. Not going to be able to invest a ton of money into it, but every little bit helps. Finally getting back to paying off debt. It feels so good. That's my one major financial goal. The other major financial goal for 2023 is to save for my son's car. I did film a separate video unstuffing my 50 envelope challenge from 2022. I think that video is actually going to go up after this. I filmed a bunch of stuff kind of just in random order based on what was least overwhelming. This is actually the last video I'm filming for that series, I think, but I think it's the first one that's going to go up. So I've already put a chunk of money towards my son's car. Just a quick backstory, I'm going to buy my son a car. I bought my oldest son his first car when he started driving, and we're going to do the same for my youngest son. He'll be 15 next week, so we have a whole nother year to continue to save for that car. And that's another big goal of mine. Those are kind of the two pillars of my budget. Paying down debt, saving for my son's car, while also, of course, just like trying to keep our spending low. We're making major changes to the way we eat in 2023, so that's going to affect my food budget. There's a lot of things kind of up in the air that I have to figure out, and the first step is to sit down and write out my budget. So we're going to start here in this monthly section with everything that I know for sure I have to pay in January. Starting out with my first bill of the month, which is a new bill for me, and it is Patreon. I joined Budget with Ira's Patreon, and the amount that I'm going to pay for that is $6 a month. I think he's a phenomenal budget creator. He's super creative. With my no-buy in 2023, part of that, I don't even know if I mentioned that when I was talking about goals. I'm going on a no-buy for 2023, which means there's several categories of things that I'm not buying in this year, and that includes like budgeting accessories, cash envelopes, wallets, stickers, that sort of thing. But I still wanted to support some of my fellow budgeters, some of my fellow YouTubers, and one of the ones that I'm supporting is Budget with Ira through his Patreon. So $6 for that. Next we have lot rent, and lot rent went up again. It does every year. It's not even a surprise at this point. But starting this month, we're paying more than ever in lot rent. Someday we will own a home. Hopefully. I mean, we own the home we're in now. It's a mobile home, but we rent the lot. So that's what this lot rent encompasses here. It's just renting the lot that our home sits on in a mobile home community. And I'm actually going to look it up really quickly to see how much it went up, because I can't remember right off the top of my head. It's now $592, and I think we were paying $552, so quite a jump. Next we have cable, and that went up as well. So we were paying, I think, $69 or $70 for this, and now we're talking about $74, and I just smeared my pen. Darn it. Okay, well, that's all right. We have my water bill, which I always budget $50 for. Usually comes in less than that, but I want to be prepared. Then we have HBO Max, which is one of our many streaming services. I sat down with my family to try to figure out what, if any, streaming services we could cancel in the new year in order to, make our money go further. And everyone in my family watches a different streaming service, and nobody wanted to give up any of them. So we're sticking with the streaming services. Next we have Boost Mobile, and we're going to budget $120 for that. That is for 4 lines of unlimited talk, text, and data. We have DTE, which is my electric bill, and the amount that we pay each month for that is $203. We are on their budget billing plan. Michigan Gas, we're also on their budget billing plan. This is our gas company, and that amount is $67. I have Planet Fitness, which is my gym membership, which I haven't been going to the gym lately, but I'm hoping to get back to in the new year. And that is $10 a month. I have my husband's motorcycle insurance, and that is a super low premium. We pay $18-ish for full coverage on his motorcycle. Then we have car insurance, and for that we're going to budget $205. YouTube Premium. I love YouTube Premium. I considered canceling it, but I love YouTube Premium for the no ads feature, but also for the YouTube Music. That's how I listen to my music. So I decided to keep it, even though the price has gone up. We're going to budget $25 for that. Then we have Netflix. 416. And I smeared my pen again. I'm using a Pilot G2. It's not my favorite pen. I love the way that it writes, but I don't love the way that it smears. If you're really careful with it, it's fine, but I'm kind of not really careful with it, so there you go. So that's it for my bills for the month, with the exception of my minimum payments on my debt, which total up to be, we've done some shuffling. We did a balance transfer on one of our cards, but it hasn't quite gone through yet, so I'm not sure what the minimum payment is going to be for that. So just to be on the safe side, I think I'm going to budget, haven't thought about this at all. I think I'm going to budget $1,400, which will cover all of our minimum payments plus a bit extra in debt payments, which is the goal for 2023, is to pay extra towards our debt. I'm going to be using income from our regular monthly budget to pay down debt. I'm also going to be taking money from my side hustle income to pay down debt, and we're going to do some fun challenges and stuff to pay down debt. So $1,400 is what I'm going to budget, and I will break that down further in the section of the hybrid budget that is specifically for debt, which, what did I do with the other side of this worksheet? I don't know what I did with it for now, but it's here somewhere. We'll break that down once I get this all complete. So that's debt. Next up, we have my variable expenses, and this is where I have the most control of my budget. I have to pay my bills. That's a given. Regardless, no matter what, they have to be paid, but I have a little wiggle room with how much I spend on groceries, how much I spend on gas, etc. So for food, and that's actually going to be groceries. In 2022, I combined my groceries, my household items, and my eating out. For 2023, we're breaking it back out again because I want to know exactly what I'm spending on groceries. I am trying to eat healthier in the new year, focusing on an anti-inflammatory diet. That means a lot of whole foods, a lot of organic, grass-fed foods that are a lot more expensive than your typical run-of-the-mill groceries. So I really want to keep track of how much we're spending in groceries. Now, I did a huge $450 grocery haul in December, stocking us up on a lot of things. And because of that, I think I'm going to budget a little bit less for January. Hopefully I'm not shooting myself in the foot doing this. I really don't have any idea what groceries are going to cost with our new way of eating. But I'm going to budget $600 in groceries for January. Really hope I don't shoot myself in the foot doing that. It may not be enough, but that's kind of my baseline where we're starting. And really I'm going to use January as a month to kind of track everything and figure out what it's going to cost us to eat this way moving forward, but that's what I'm budgeting because we just stocked up on a bunch of stuff. Next, then we have household items, so that's going to include all of our toilet paper, paper towels, paper plates, also cat food and cat litter, anything like that that's not something we are eating. And for that, again, I don't really know because I've been combining all of those categories for so long. I don't really know what to expect. So I'm going to budget $200 and hope for the best there. So that's groceries, that's household. Next we have eating out. Now with my new way of eating, I'm trying hard not to eat out in January, but I need to be realistic. I may end up eating out, and I want the money there just in case. So we're going to budget $200 for that as well. So, you know, if the groceries end up being more and we don't end up eating out, that'll kind of help float that category, especially because I just don't know how much it's going to cost us to eat this way. That's what I've decided to do. And then also I have a miscellaneous category with some extra money in there to cover anything else. So I really tried to be thoughtful about breaking these categories out and being realistic about what we're going to need, with the idea that I really just don't know. I'm hopeful that we're not going to eat out at all in January, and then this $200 can either help us float some of these other categories that maybe we didn't budget enough for, or we'll have it left over at the end of the month. We can do something fun with it. It's really a big question mark for January, how it's going to go, but I'll take you guys along with me throughout the month and we'll figure it out together. All right, so then we have gas, and for gas, you know, again, I didn't really plan this out. I need to know how many weeks are in the month. Where's my calendar? I should have punched these and put them into my budget binder, but I didn't. So Tuesday, 1, 2, 3, 4, technically 5, but I think I'm going to include January 31st in my February budget, just because it's only one day. We get paid on this Tuesday, and I think that just makes more sense. So 4 weeks, I'm going to budget $40 a week. So 40 times 4 is $160. That's how much I'm going to budget for gas for the month. Then we have spending. Now, because I am doing that no-buy, I don't necessarily need as much spending money as I was giving myself in 2022. However, I'm still going to give myself the full $40 a week that I was doing in 2022, but we're going to do something fun with some of that money. So 40 for me, 60 for my husband, 25 for Austin. It's 125 times 4 weeks. We're going to do $500 in spending money. Then we have miscellaneous, and we're going to do $200 in miscellaneous. Now, we're going to put in an unbudgeted category. Which we're not going to budget anything for, but I want it there just in case we have anything that comes in over top of all of this other stuff we budgeted. Anything that comes in unbudgeted. For sinking funds, from December, we brought over $1,200 for sinking funds, so that'll be included in the income amount up here, but again, we're not disclosing income, and then we'll have rollover. So whatever we have left at the end of the month, after we've paid all our bills, after we have taken care of all our variable expenses, our sinking funds for next month, and all of that, you know, whatever we have left over will roll over into next month. But I'm just going to leave that blank for the sake of privacy. But I'm going to go ahead then and add all of this up. 6 plus 592 plus 74. I do have my phone calculator going here. I don't think you guys can see it, but I promise it's there. 50 plus 16 plus 120 plus 203 plus 67 plus 10 plus 18 plus 205 plus 25 plus 16 plus 1400 plus 600 plus 200 plus 200 plus 160 plus 500 plus 200 plus 1200 is 5862. So I'm just going to use that as my total down here, even though we will have that rollover amount, but I'm just keeping that private. Trying to do things a little bit differently in the new year with sharing my budget, but not oversharing. I've done a lot of oversharing in the past, so that's how I'm going to make it work. So $58.62, some of this money came from last month with the sinking fund money and some other things. Others of it came from savings and things. So $58.62 is what we plan to spend this month. Hopefully we'll be able to stick to this budget. That's what we're looking at. Really quickly, I do want to go ahead and set up week 1 and go ahead and stuff my cash envelopes because we are still doing cash for our variable expenses. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. My categories for my hybrid budget are going to be groceries, or for my weekly kind of check-in. Obviously not gonna write what we spent because we don't know yet, but I'm just gonna kind of get it set up. So we have groceries, household, eating out, we have gas, we have spending for my husband, spending for myself, spending for Austin, and miscellaneous, as well as unbudgeted, which we hope will be nothing, but we want the space there just in case there is anything. So those are the categories I'm going to be tracking week to week, and those are the categories that I'm going to be cash stuffing. So give me just a minute. I'm going to go and grab my cash, and then we're going to stuff my cash envelopes. Alright, we are back to stuff my envelopes. I needed to pull $720 out of the bank. I'm going to count it up really quick, get it put into my cash tray, and then we'll get stuffing and we'll talk about how much is going in each envelope and how I came to that amount. So, yeah, I just need to organize this a little bit. Tens, fives, and ones. Alright, so we have 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 20, 40, 60, 80, 600, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 700, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that is 720. I'm just going to go ahead and get it put into my cash tray here. We're going to start out then with my grocery envelope, and for my groceries I'm going to do $150. I essentially took the $600 that I budgeted for the month and divided it by the 4 weeks in the month. I do a monthly budget, not necessarily a weekly budget, so technically I can spend more than this $150, but that's what I'm going to give myself to start out, and if I need to take out more, I will. But in a perfect world, I would spend, you know, around $150 a week. So that's what I'm giving myself. So that is groceries. These envelopes, by the way, are just printable envelopes from my Etsy shop. For household, we decided we were going to do $50 a week. So I'm going to do 2 20s and a 10 for that. That'll take care of cat food. It'll take care of, you know, paper towels, toilet paper, shampoo, all of those things. I don't know if $200 a month is enough. Like I said, January is really going to be a month of just kind of trying to figure it out. So we're going to do $50 for eating out. Hopefully we won't touch this. It's my goal to eat out less, but I'm just trying to be realistic. And that's why I've gone ahead and given myself some money for it, just in case. For gas, we're gonna do 40. We'll do 2 20s. For my spending, we're gonna do 40 as well, but we're gonna do some smaller denominations. So we're gonna do 2 10s, 2 5s, and 10 ones. 10, 20, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. And I'm doing those denominations because we're going to actually end up taking some of this money out of here to put towards my goals. We're going to do that in a fun way. And we'll do that at the end of this video. Miscellaneous is going to get 50, so 2 20s and a 10. And then you guys are like, Jessie, your envelopes are done, but you have all this money. And that is because I'm going to give my husband and my son their cash, the entire month's worth, all at the start of the month. That's how they've been liking doing it. I like to take mine out week by week. They like to have theirs all at the beginning of the month. They limit and budget themselves throughout the month. So for Austin, we're going to do 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. That's $25 a week for 4 weeks for $100. And for my husband, we're going to do 240. That's $60 a week times 4 weeks for 240. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 80, 2, 20, 40. So I will give my husband this stack of cash. I will give Austin this stack of cash. My envelopes can go back into my wallet, but before they do, I almost forgot, you guys, because this is new to me, we're gonna do a fun savings challenge. So because I've put myself on a no buy in a lot of categories, if you want to know what all of the categories are, I do have that in a separate video, which I will link in a card above, where I talked about my 2023 no spend. But because of that, I'm not going to need as much spending money in the new year. So I thought it might be fun to take some of the money I typically budget towards spending and put it towards my goals. So we're going to do that with a fun savings challenge. I'll be right back. Okay, so when I originally came up with this idea, I was going to go on to Etsy and buy one of those cute scratch-offs that I see all of my favorite budgeters use, but that would be breaking my no buy. And instead, I decided to use what I already have to make this a fun savings challenge. So I have this set of dice that I've had for a while now. It cost me like $4 on Amazon. I did not buy this year. I did not break my no buy with this, but it's all of these dice, and so there's like a D20, a D7 here. I don't know what they're all called, but I'm going to use the D20 here. And I'm going to use the, what is this one? This one goes up to 12, I think. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll these dice. I'm going to put the rest of these away. I'll use them some other time for some other challenge. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the D20, and whatever I roll on the D20, that's the amount I'm going to take out of my spending money to put towards debt. That's what the shiny envelope is for. All throughout the month, I'm going to be collecting money from various places to try to make an extra debt payment. So we're going to roll the D20 to figure out what we're going to take out of my spending money. 10. Okay, so we're going to take $10 to put towards debt. So I'm just going to slip it in here. We're not going to count it. There's some other money in there already. we'll count it at the end of the month to figure out what January's debt payment is. Isn't that pretty? I got this from Amazon as well, but again, did not break my no-buy. I bought this in 2022. So there's that, and now we're gonna roll this one. Oh, this is the 20. Should we just do the 20 again and not use this 12? Let's do the 20 again. And we're going to put whatever this rolls this time, and we're going to put it towards Austin's car, because that's my other big goal for 2023 is to save up for a car for him. So let's see what we're going to put towards Austin's car. 10 again? Wonder if this is weighted with me. Okay, no, I rolled something different. So we're going to do $10 towards Austin's car, and that's going to leave me with 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, $20 for myself, which is perfectly reasonable considering I'm not really spending much money this year. So we're going to put this $10 towards Austin's car. Gotta figure out what I did with my sinking funds binder here. That's where I keep my savings for Austin's car. Where is it? Right here. So we have $12.75 in the bank. We had $25 from my side hustle, which you would have seen in a separate video. And then we're going to add 10. I'm just going to keep track of it here from the savings challenge. And that's going to bring it up to $13.10. So let's just count and make sure. So we had $12.75. I don't have pretty placeholders like everybody uses because I'm not buying things in the new year. Maybe I'll try to make some myself. But for now, we're just going to, you know, look at the sheet and see. So we have $12.75, $85, $95, $1,300, $5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So $13.10 in Austin's car fund. I almost stuck that back in my spending money envelope. That's not where that goes. It goes right in here. And that is everything for this video. It was long, it was drawn out. My apologies. You guys will have to let me know. Do you want to see the cash stuffing in a separate video moving forward, or do you want to see it as part of the budget every week? Obviously with the January budget, writing out the entire month's budget plus doing the cash stuffing, this video was a little bit longer, but when we just do a check-in, it'll be shorter. So let me know what you'd like to see. Be on the lookout for my sinking fund stuffing video coming soon. I'll go ahead and take my leave now. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I post new budgeting and lifestyle content here on my channel every single week. I'd love to have you come back, and I'll see you next time. Bye!